Hey guys, welcome back to another video. These championship matches are coming thick and fast. It's time to predict the scores of game week 11 of this 2023-2024 championship season. Last week, our old friend, our super tipster, GKK 474 came away with 19 points. He shared being top scorer with the man, the myth, the legend, and Oscar Kaza. All three of those guys got 19 points. How that affects the overall leaderboard now? Well, Alex Cochrane retains his place at the top of that board on 114.5 points, followed by Nelson A 00 and GKK 474 himself on 111 and 110 points respectively. But we move on into game week 11, where Birmingham City take on West Brom in an all Midlands affair, taking place at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. Last set of fixtures before the international break. Birmingham, a fine victory over Huddersfield 4-1 in the last match midweek, and West Brom a 1-0 victory over Sheffield Wednesday, which, okay, narrow. They took all 3 points and they're currently in 5th position in this one. I think it'll be tight. Could go either way, but I think this one will end up all square at 1-1. We then move to the Cardiff City Stadium, where myself and Nathan will be in attendance. Disappointingly, Cardiff City's fine run came to an end away at Middlesbrough on Tuesday evening, and Watford 3 defeats on the bounce now. Last time out against the Black Cats, and that's 4 defeats in their last 7 matches and only 1 victory. So looks like it's going to be a victory to Cardiff City. I think it will be tight, but I think the Bluebirds will take all 3 points in a 2-1 win. Then we go to the Ricoh Arena, where Coventry City, back-to-back wins now, take on Norwich City, who were defeated by the Jacks of Swansea City. So another tough one to call, this one, but Coventry kind of turning a corner after their early season woes, and I think Coventry will take this one, like Cardiff, with a 2-1 home victory. We then move on to Portman Road, where Ipswich Town take on Preston. Preston, earlier in the season, high-flying, took the top spot, but it's been 3 matches now without a win, and back to feet. A heavy 3-0 loss against Leicester on Wednesday evening. I can see only one winner in this match, and I expect it's going to be Ipswich, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to the Tractor Boys. Then we could move on to Elland Road, where Leeds United came away with a 1-0 victory against QPR midweek, and Bristol City, another lovely win for the Wurzels with a 2-1 win over Rotherham. In this one though, I think it's going to be tight, but I think Leeds will come away with another 1-0 win. We then move on to the King Power with champions-elect at this very early stage of the season. We have 5 wins on the bounce for the Foxes, 3-0 win over Preston. And Stoke City only 1 win in their last 6, and a defeat against the Saints of Southampton last time out. I fully expect Leicester City to take all 3 points in this one, but I think it'll end up 2-0. I think their defence will hold up against the Potteries. Next up, we got Millwall against Hull City. Who knows what's going to happen in this one? Millwall's form is all over the place. A very, very good away win against Plymouth last time out, and Hull City suffered defeat for the first time in the last 7 matches with a thumping against Ipswich Town. So another tricky one to predict, but I think it's going to end up all square at the Den, 1-1. We then move on to the South Coast, where Plymouth Argyle take on Swansea City. The Jacks 3 wins on the bounce now, and Plymouth losing their last match at home against Millwall. I think they will bounce back in this one, but I don't think they'll all take all 3 points. And I'm going to go for Desmond's in this one. I think it'll be a high-scoring 2-2 draw. We then move on to Loftus Road, back into London, where QPR take on Blackburn Rovers. Now 4 defeats on the bounce for Blackburn Rovers. A 1-0 reverse against Coventry in the last game, and Queen's Park Rangers suffered defeat away against Leeds, although that was narrow. So this one, tight one to call. The bookies got Blackburn Rovers favourites in this one, but I think I've got an inkling that QPR will take all 3 points, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory to the R's. We then move on to Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday, in dire need of some sort of points or a win, coming up against Huddersfield time, who suffered defeat for the first time in 6 matches at Birmingham, where they lost 4-1. I fully expect Huddersfield to bounce back in this one in a very, very tight encounter, but I think they'll just sneak an away win with a 2-0 victory. Then we move on to Southampton, taking on Rotherham. Rotherham, 5 defeats in their last 7 matches, and Southampton now winning their last 2 matches, 1-0 against Stoke and 3-1 against Leeds. Looks like they're back on track, and I think they'll take all 3 points in this one, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win. And the final fixture of this game week before the international break sees Sunderland taking on Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough 3 wins on the bounce, and Sunderland 2 wins on the bounce, and it's 5 victories in their last 6 matches as well. I've watched both of these clubs quite closely in the last few weeks, and I think Sunderland are slightly the better team, although they've got a very similar record in the last few weeks. So I'm going to edge this one to Sunderland. This is the clash of the weekend, taking place at 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to Sunderland. So that concludes my predictions for game week 11 of this 2023-2024 EFL Championship season. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website. Enjoy your championship weekend. Enjoy the international break as well, and I'll see you all very soon.